the heaven in my life. My angel, do you hear me? I need your tender arms to die.
Hello and welcome to another episode of British Carping. Today I brought you to Alvechurch Fishery. We're on the Horseshoe Lake, and today I'm going to show you how I like to fish an array of match tactics. I am actually practicing for a match tomorrow on this lake. It's just a Thursday open. I think the winnings is about 70, maybe even 100 quid depending how many people turn up. So I'll just show you the rigs that I'm using and the typical rigs that I like to use in a match. The first rig is just a bottom bait rig basically, but I've set it up to fish hard 8mm pellets on the bottom, and I'm fishing that over something a bit unusual, but it's quite common, but I'm going to be fishing that over sloppy pellet basically. I'm also going to feed a few 8mm pellets on that line as well, but yeah, so I'll just show you the rig. All it is, starting at the top end actually, I've got a 16 yellow elastic from Practising Innovations. The line, the rig material is £6, and that's coming down to a 4x16 float from Practising Innovations. That's well, it's just called Practising Yellow. So then that's coming down to a loosely strung bulker shot, and then 2 droppers just behind the hook length, and that's coming to a 4-inch hook length which is tied to a 16 hook, and that's tied as a bait band hair rig to attach the 8mm pellet to the hook. I've got it on a puller bung, so I can, when I get the fish under my feet, I can get it under control. And yeah, so I'm just fishing it over sloppy pellet. And the second rig that I use, the second method I use is the long pole shallow method, and all it is 10 green 10 elastic from Practising Innovations, a Dacron connector, south cocking dibber float, 4-inch hook length tied to a 16 hook, and that's tied as a bait band hair rig as well. And I use fish 8mm pellets on a hook, and I feed the swim with 8mm pellets as well. And then the third method that I use is actually the method feeder, so I'll just show you that. I haven't actually attached the hook length yet, just get that out there. So starting with the rod, I've got a 10, this is actually a brilliant rod. I would fully recommend it to beginners, professionals, anyone. It's a beautiful rod of it. This is actually new, it only turned up yesterday, but it's a 10-foot carp feeder puddle chucker from Drennan. It's takes up to around £6, £8, and that's the reel I've got is it's a new reel as well. It's the Daiwa Excelia 3000 reel. That's loaded up with £6 line, and then actually coming to the business end, I've got a small Preston method feeder, a Drennan quick change bead, and then that will have a 4-inch hook length on it, and that's tied as either a bait band hair rig or a bayonet hair rig, depending on what hook bait I use. The bait I'm going to be moulding around the feeder is micro pellets, just fishery owned micro pellets mixed with a bit of ground bait, and I also mix that with a little bit of F1 liquid attractant as well. And that's it basically. So I'm clipped up to the island. It's about 25 turns over to the island, and yeah, I'm actually going to be probably relying on this method today, but apparently the fish are feeding really well in the shallow layers of the water, so I might catch a few shallow today. And then the fourth and final method that I'm going to be fishing, but it's not set up yet. I normally set it up towards the end. I've got the bait ready. I'm going to start feeding the swim and everything, but I'm basically just going to be fishing down the edge with paste. The rig is a large paste or a large margin float, a bulker shot which is positioned just above the hook length, coming down to a 4-inch hook length which is tied to a 16, 14, 12 or 10 hook. It's probably going to be a 14 or a 16, that's tied hook to nile, and then I'm using obviously paste on the hook, and then I'm feeding the swim with some fishery owned formal pellets mixed with some F1 ground bait, and I've also mixed that with a little bit of F1 liquid attractant as well. I'm going to be cupping that in towards the end of the match, try and catch a few barney rubbles down the edge. There are a few swirling at the moment, we're only just started. So yeah, I didn't tell you, but the elastic is the 16 elastic. I'm actually going to change the bottom bait rig over to the paste rig. So yeah, So those are the 4 rigs. That's the bait I like to use with the rigs. Let's see if we can catch a few. Thank you. practice session. I've caught most of them today on the method feeder. I've caught a few down the edge and I've caught a few on a pellet waggler. But yeah, the method feeder has been the best tactic and method today. I've had about 55-pound fish today. I've done it on the fish count now and put all the fish on there, so it's definitely 50 pounds, and it might even be around 58, 60 pounds because I haven't counted every single fish. But I hope you enjoyed the first part of this video, and join me again here on the Horseshoe Lake, where I'll be doing the Thursday open match, so that should be good. So yeah, thank you.